Hi, this is Journeys with Chanel J, and I'm inviting you to go on a journey with me. Let's begin the journey. Yesterday, when I came to the end of the day and I was reviewing my day, and I was thinking about my two programs, Restored to Soar and Identity Theft, Prevention or Recovery, I was thinking about what has happened in my life that affected either program. And a situation came to my remembrance. I remember some years ago, I was extremely vulnerable. When I say vulnerable, I was in survival mode. And when I would say survival mode, I mean I was financially strapped, mentally strapped, emotionally strapped, physically strapped, crying every single day, going through it at that time. And at this time, I had a roommate. And I remember with all of the stuff that was going on with me, we had a disagreement. And my roommate said to me at the time, "You are irresponsible." Now, bear in mind, when you are vulnerable and going through so much, and you hear these words, and you hear the word irresponsible, that hit a core in me. And considering what I was facing, I was wondering to myself, are you irresponsible, Chanel? And then I thought to myself, all of my life, I've been called a lot of things, but irresponsible was never one of them. And I said that to myself. You've never been considered irresponsible. You've been considered too organized, too outspoken. You care too much, you serve too much. You're a bit mouthy, but never irresponsible. And those words during a time of vulnerability could have taken me out, one, and also caused me to redefine my identity had I accepted it. I remember with tears in my eyes, I called a trusted friend and I told her about the situation and what had happened. And this trusted friend said to me, "You are not irresponsible. That is not a trait of yours. That is that person deflecting their reality, trying to project their reality onto you." And then I came to a peace within myself and I realized that I am not irresponsible. It is not a part of my identity characteristic at all. I say all of this to say this to you. Identity theft is something that we face every day of our lives. Either someone attacks our identity or situations happen in our life and our identity is questioned within self and by others. But the one thing I learned through that situation is that within myself, I knew who Chanel was in spite of. And you know what I learned about being restored to soar? Is that when you are at your weakest moments, you need to have the right boundaries and the right relationships when you're going through restoration. Because if you don't, that too can break you. So I'm grateful I had that person I could have called. Very grateful. So I want to encourage you today as our journey comes to an end to know that your identity must be defined clearly from self, from within. And that when you want to soar, you have to be restored and have the right boundaries and relationships in place. If you want more information about either, feel free to WhatsApp me at 242-434-8224. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. All of it is listed as Journeys with Chanel J. Let's start taking journeys together. Until next time, this journey ends. See ya.